Welcome back guys to my channel. In today's video we're going to be going over 10 things that we know so far about Bully 2. Now I believe that Bully 2 will be the next game that Rockstar Games release now they've released Red Dead Redemption 2. So I've spent quite a long time gathering everything together for this video. It's basically going to be everything that you need to know about Bully 2, all of the official statements from Rockstar, the interviews, the leaks that Bully 2 actually exists and is in development, and also some leaks that suggest where this game will actually be set. So I'm going to be structuring this video in chronological order, which means the first facts are going to be the oldest facts, and we're going to work our way towards the newest and juicy facts about Bully 2. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So first up, the Bully 2 domain was registered by Rockstar Games to redirect to the Bully page on their official website. Rockstar commonly do this for their popular franchises such as GrandTheftAuto6.com. Even though Grand Theft Auto 6 has not been officially announced, they do redirect the page as a placeholder. The next fact is from all the way back in November 2009. So Sean Lee was the music composer in the original Bully game, and he did an interview with the Gambling Liberty, and he said, I quote, "Yes, it does look like I will be doing the soundtrack for Bully 2 in the not so distant future." So at that time Sean Lee did this interview, Rockstar did have plans to work with him again on a future title. And the Bully soundtrack was pretty awesome, so I'm all for Sean Lee doing it again. Next up, in November 2011, in an interview with Gamasutra, Rockstar's co-founder Dan Houser teased that a Bully follow-up is one of the things that the developer is juggling in his schedule. So he said, you can do Max, and then we will see what we can do with Bully. So it was really just waiting for the slot to open up in the development pipeline, and then the group would be open to at least starting work on it. So they've been meaning to do a Bully sequel since even before Max Payne 3 was released back in May 2012. In July 2013, Take-Two filed a trademark application in the US for Bully, covering video game software and all of the related accessories. And then in November 2013, Rockstar Games filed for a UK trademark for Bully, Bulworth Academy, Canis Canem Edit in Europe. This trademark pertains to computer and video game programs and software, downloadable computer video game programs and software, and downloadable digital materials. And this trademark also included this image. In September 2013, Dan Houser confirmed in an interview with Polygon regarding Bully, and he said, I know I want to, well hopefully, you never know. There's a lot of directions I could go with that one, it's funny. Now after that quote from Dan Houser, we didn't hear about Bully 2 for several other years until October 2016. Jerry Rosentha, hopefully that's how you pronounce his name, he was the voice actor of main protagonist Jimmy Hopkins in the original game, and he did a Q&A with a YouTuber called SwagTA, and when he was asked about Bully 2, this is what he said.
Will there be a Bully 2, and would I like to be involved? And the answer is, I have no idea. I hope that they would make another Bully 2, or rather another Bully. I'm thinking it's been like 10 years, so I don't know if it makes sense for them to do another game. I would think they would have done it a lot sooner than this. And of course, yes, I would love to be involved. My voice has probably changed a little bit in 10 years. But if they called me and asked me to play Jimmy Hopkins again, I would love to.
Now this isn't really a real surprise, as Rockstar do like to follow new protagonists and tell new stories in their game sequels, such as every Grand Theft Auto game, it has a completely different protagonist, and as much as you may love Nico Bellic or Carl Johnson from San Andreas, it's very unlikely they'll ever be playable again in future Grand Theft Auto games. And I assume it will also be the same for the Bully franchise. Next up, in April 2017, Yan2295, a Rockstar insider who has a long history of credible leaks when it comes to Rockstar games, he confirmed that Bully 2 would be the next title after Red Dead Redemption 2. He also confirmed it was being developed out of Rockstar North in Edinburgh, Scotland. He also confirmed on Twitter that Rockstar North are divided into 4 different divisions working on 4 different games. So there was a team working on Grand Theft Auto Online updates, there was a team working on Grand Theft Auto 6, there was a team working on Red Dead Redemption 2, and then the fourth team was working on Bully 2. Now I'm going to throw this next fact in as a bonus and not an official place in this top 10 list, just because it was a rumour. So in June 2017, Game Informer listed a page titled Bully 2, Kevin's Back Jack. Now when this game was found on Game Informer, they quickly removed it and issued a statement saying, "You may be seeing reports that we have reported Bully 2 exists. This is an error. We have not heard anything about a sequel to Bully." A lot of people speculated that they must have known something about Bully 2, however they later explained it on the Giant Bombcast E3 show, and they said that they have a training system where they train new employees to use their content management system, and when they're training them, they'll get them to generate random names for random games that don't exist. And they said when one of the trainees were creating one of these entries, they accidentally saved it. And this kind of makes complete sense because there was nobody called Kevin in the Bully game, so it really doesn't make sense that the Bully sequel would be called Kevin's Back Jack if there was no Kevin. So I thought this fact was worth clearing up since a lot of people are still confused by it. At the number 9 spot was in June 2017, when a Twitter account came almost out of the blue called Bully2 Info, and this Twitter account leaked some never seen before Bully assets. These assets were never used in the original Bully game, and actually have quite a different art style from the first game, so they look to be very early concepts for some Bully 2 characters. The original Bully game was also a PlayStation 2 game, so you could expect the graphics on today's generation of consoles to be quite different from the PlayStation 2 days. And that leaves me with the 10th and final fact we have about Bully 2, and that came just a few months ago in October 2018. Jessica Jeffries, a casting director, listed 7 different roles for motion capture work. She said castings just released for a new unannounced video game title with a leading UK games developer shooting at Pinewood Studios. She also said this is a UK casting call, therefore anyone based outside of the UK will not have been considered. The casting role also contained a warning and a very vague detail about the shooting project, and it said mild violence and profanity will be used in the scenes with the young performer. The project itself is a thriller/drama, and all scenes with the young performer will be handled with sensitivity. Now, Rockstar employees were found to be interacting with these casting roles. Rockstar employees were sharing these casting roles, so we can only assume that this was a project related to Rockstar Games. And I find it very interesting that the UK candidates are actually being considered for these casting roles, and it could indicate towards the actual setting of Bully 2, since the motion capture work is being done in the UK and not the US like Red Dead Redemption 2 was. So Bully 2 could be a take on the UK school system. And since the original game was set in the US, I actually think this would make perfect sense for a sequel. The UK could make for a very interesting game setting, since we have very different social groups to the school systems in the US. The casting director, Jessica, shared all 7 of these casting roles on Twitter, and obviously the names will be different from these profiles, but we can use these to get an idea of who these 7 characters are they're actually casting for. So let's take a quick look. First of all, we have 65-year-old male Vic, who is black and mixed race, a stocky build, slightly overweight and disheveled. A creature of habit, living in the past, he is nonchalant and has suffered with depression in the past, a heavier physicality which shows his life burdens. Next is Amelia, who is a 49-year-old female, slim build, a sophisticated, mature college student. She is graceful, creative and wealthy, strong-willed with an adamant sense of right and wrong. An 11-year-old female who is slightly physique for her age, she is isolated and withdrawn. A troubled child who becomes resentful of being seen as a troublemaker at home and at school. A 22-year-old female who is slim and youthful, but with an air of superiority. Curious, flirtatious, confident and snide, strong physicality. Generally happy but has a nagging sense of non-fulfillment. Aaron, a male 18-year-old, slim but almost scrawny physique. He is a gentle character, unremarkable, straight-laced and just wants to blend in. a 20-year-old male who is optimistic, friendly, laid back, and slightly cocky, likeable and confident, athletic physique, and a natural sporting talent. His physicality needs to portray this. A 43-year-old male, a college professor, scholarly and stocky but not fat, slightly disheveled but witty, clever, and sarcastic. So that was all 7 of the casting roles from Pinewood Studios. So let me know down in the comments if you guys would be excited for a Bully 2. As you can see, when you put all this evidence together, it does seem very likely that Bully 2 will be the next game from Rockstar Games. If you guys did enjoy this video, I'd really appreciate if you could take a few seconds to leave it a like. It really helps support my channel, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future news about Bully 2. Have a good one, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.
Dodging missiles, dodging bullets, coming at me now, tell me